morning. This old heart of mine, baby. Just good morning. Showtime. Rainy day in Georgia. We will be okay. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're going to make policy here. Sam, you better be ready. I know you're not ready. Because we're going to, I got to get rid of Michael Jackson here. We're going to be changing some things up. We do it live right here. Sam's not ready. Rose is not ready. But I'm going to make an announcement that they're not ready for, obviously. Just wait. You can get in touch with us here, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700. They're both in there rubbing their heads, wondering what in the world is he going to tell the world that we're going to start doing that we don't know anything about. They never know around here. Never know. Chief at FetcherNews.com, 706-889-9700. Follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. Our sports department, find our Facebook page, Team FYN Sports. Follow us at Team FYN Sports. What else we got? Okay, now wait a minute. I am going to be working for the next 3 hours. I have no choice. Sam, Rose, I have no choice. You know, what's the 2 for? Oh, did I say 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, you're paying attention then. Okay, here's what I can do for the next 3 hours, okay? Sam, do you have could you find me the Donald Trump comfort zone? President Donald Trump comfort zone. Can you do that? All right, there you go. Welcome, folks, to the Donald Trump. What does that say? I can't see. What does it exactly say on the screen? I want to make sure.
Welcome to the Trump supporter comfort zone.
Okay. Now, we're going to be working for the next 2 hours. I'm sorry, Sam and Rose, it has come down to this, but we're going to have to start working every day on figuring out how to get white educated women back. We have to. I mean, we've got to try to work on that. I mean, we're going to. That is part of our mission. Baby, we want you back. Okay, now how do you get white educated women back? How do you do that? Send flowers? I mean, seriously, I don't know, but we have to work on that. I know you think I'm
You're going to start getting yourself in trouble real early this morning, aren't you?
Exactly. Because Virginia, they've narrowed it down. White educated women stood in the rain, even without umbrellas or rain boots. They didn't care. They were there to repudiate, vote against Donald J. Trump. They were there in Virginia. White educated women stood in line. I mean, there are people saying, I was standing next to a woman. I could tell she was educated. She was standing there and said, I will not leave until I get to cast a vote against Donald J. Trump. So that is my mission, folks. Wish me well. Send me some tips. Maybe some smooth lines we can use here. Something to bring them back home. Baby, please come back. That's our show today. That's it. Baby, please come back. Sweetheart, you know I didn't mean it. Right? That's where we're going. Honey, I'll never do it again. But we got to bring the white educated women back to the Trump. Now, women need not apply. That's what I heard this morning. I tell you, I was all over the board because I watched Tucker Carlson last night. I like Tucker because I'm going to give it to you like this. I'm going to give it to you straight today, okay? No pun intended. Anyhow, Tucker Carlson actually put your host on Fox and Friends one Saturday morning. So he's always going to be okay with me. I'm watching Fox and Friends, and the next thing you know, I'm on there. Right? That happened, Rose. It did. I'm on there Saturday morning. Boom. So I got to always give it to Tucker Carlson. So last night I'm watching Donna Brazil's continued book tour, and all I got out of it is she wants to take Tucker Carlson fishing, and then Mark Stein, which I do enjoy Mark Stein, his next guest said, well, thankfully you're going fishing with something to the nature of with Donna Brazile and not Hillary Clinton, or you'd be fish food. Anyhow, something to that nature. So I wanted to go that direction. I wanted to go tax reform, but I got up and I started listening, and I thought, you know what? Tuesday night, we had the local election here, which Blue Ridge and in Towns County and Dawson and Dahlonega. We had a lot of local elections that we were following. So we did not give yesterday the proper, we did not yesterday, we should have done a show on, we should have done a show or a segment on the show of where we were at just 1 year ago when Donald J. Trump in Pennsylvania came in at 2 a.m. or 1:45 in the morning. And the next thing you know, there was, Wisconsin, and next thing you know, there was Michigan and even a possible chance at Minnesota. We should have talked about that. But 1 year later, they are determined 1 year later to make this Democrat wave. That did not happen. Folks, there was no Democrat wave. We're going to talk about that later in the show. No Democrat wave. Before I get too far, there's a possibility of getting women back right here, Rose. We have a prize. There's our first, we can make a move there. Here at FetcherNews.com, this is for guys and girls, right, Rose? Just anybody can, right? Because I'm trying to stay out of trouble here. But my core mission today is get the 30 and above educated white women back for Donald Trump. I have to help any way I can. That's what happened in Virginia. We're even going to show the hats they were wearing as they were in line. Show the basket. No, don't show the hats. What the hell? We weren't ready for that. You can't spring pussy hats on me just like that. Don't get mad at me. That's the name of them. Look them up. I'll tell you what. Do not look in this room one more time at me. Don't point to me. Look them up. Will somebody look them up and tell me that's what they're called? No, you don't have the nerve, do you? Why? Huh, sister. Okay, let's move on. Quit shaking your head in there. I can't help it. They knitted those caps and they wore. That's exactly what they called. Okay, if you must. I didn't ask Sam to do that, folks. She went rogue. I did not ask her to do that. She went totally rogue on the hat. I didn't ask her to do that. Anyhow, I was hoping we'd see the nice basket. Can we see the basket? Holy mackerel. Can put the basket up, somebody. We have a contest here going at FetcherNews.com. Wow, don't you think this outlaw thing has done got out of hand? We have a contest going, and somebody in there there's over $200 in value in that basket, and Rose is going to tell you how you can win that basket.
All right, folks. What you need to do is go to our Facebook page. You're going to find that post pinned to the top, and from there you're going to share that post to your friends, comment below, it's fall, y'all, and then make sure that you follow and like our page.
What's going on? Oh, I just hear noise in the background. We good? Okay, what happened? I wasn't paying attention. Sam's on the phone. You got all kinds of noise. What do they got to do? They got to like our page. There's $200 of value in there. What else in there? Did you already tell them?
No, but I will get to that. So you're going to get a $50 gift certificate towards a meal at River Street Tavern. You're going to get $25 towards boarding or grooming at Benji and Friends for your pup or cat. And then also, we've got 2 free scoops of ice cream from Moo Bear's Ice Cream. We've got 2 tickets for a wine tasting at Carter Cane Vineyards. We've got an awesome basket from Aaron's Apple House that comes with some apple butter and fresh apples. And then also, you can get your car oil changed at Sean Kirk Ford for a free oil change. Am I missing anything, Sam?
I think that's it.
Oh, almost forgot the best part. 2 free movie tickets to Easttown Cinema.
The best part, and you know, you can also go on fetchyournews.com and read Lonnie's movie review. Now, when are we picking this? Monday?
Yes, Monday at 12 o'clock.
Okay. All right, folks, let's get back to the Women's March inspired. You think I made this up, folks? You think I made this up? Virginia did not flip. You would think by the reaction of Terry McAuliffe, one-time Hillary Clinton operative / crook / crony / whatever, all right? You would think Terry McAuliffe, you would think between Perez, the DNC chair, you would think between Mika Brzezinski, Joe Scarborough, you would think between all of them, the way they sound, that Virginia has been red, a deep southern state that has been red for years, and it flipped and went blue. That the state went blue. Folks, it did not go blue in the governor's race. Don't forget, Tim Kaine was governor of Virginia. Wilder was governor of Virginia. Virginia is not opposed to going with a Democrat governor. Don't come off the rails with Virginia. Don't do it. All right? Virginia, Tim Kaine, Terry McAuliffe. All right? And the last Republican, what was his name that they had? They indicted him, and then they finally cleared him later. Is it McDonald? Was that his name? But anyhow, he was cleared later, the last Republican, but McAuliffe, Kaine, and now you act like they have flipped the state. That if you're not paying attention out there in Kansas, if you're not paying attention out there in Oklahoma, news to you by Joe Scarborough, brought to you by every liberal lefty that can pop a champagne cork, Virginia went blue. Hell no, it did not go blue. Period. Virginia would have a Republican governor if the candidate was not Ed Gillespie. Period. Virginia would have a Republican governor today if the Democrat governor-elect would not have put out that he voted twice, I think, for George W. Bush, which, you know, he talks a little bit like a moderate, although we know they're not moderates. And the state did not flip. But some things that came out of it is the Women's March. First of all, I really get upset, all jokes aside, when they use, I get, when they start telling you it's the women, the educated women, okay? I mean, it's getting close to the only poll Trump will have is dumbass white folk. I'm serious, man. I'm not making that up. Come on. Really? Uneducated. I forgot to put uneducated. I forgot to put Southern. Okay? That's the demographic they think is left for Trump. That's a lie. The President of the United States is stronger today with his voters, as strong with his voters. All polling, and we're going to show this in a minute, all polling indicates that Trump supporters and Trump voters would go back and vote for him again tomorrow. He's like 90-some% right up there of the Trump voters would go back. They don't regret their vote. Every time the polls come out, it was only a week ago, MSNBC, or 2 weeks ago, they said, they looked at you and said, you know what? He still holds the Republicans. He does. But the Women's March, this is what came out. Now, I'm going to tell you something you got to pay attention to, because we haven't talked about New Jersey, okay? We're getting ready to, all right? The Women's March inspired them to run, and they are unseating GOP men. In January, Atlantic City freeholder John Carmen posted a memo on his Facebook page mocking the Women's March. Will the women's protest be over in time to cook dinner? Read the text there. The women's protest stretched across the globe and became the largest single-day protest in U.S. history. So remember, it seems like it was just yesterday that we were watching these women, two women knit pussy hats. I didn't say it. It's on the daggone thing, and I'm tired of people. Look at these two ladies. Remember, to wear at Trump protest marches. Remember that? Thousands of women knit pink. I'll stop saying it. To wear at Trump's protest march. Almost every day in the past few weeks, McCarthy has sat down to knit a pink hat. To be specific, a pink hat with ears, known as a pussy hat. I'm sorry. Now, then what is the other one I have up there? This was a whole project. Get the second one up, okay? Pussy Hat Project tops off Women's March on Washington. Now, just stay with me, all right? This is the picture, okay? It begins with a bundle of pink yarn and a set of knitting needles and a woman who wants to be heard. Create a sea of pink at the Women's March in Washington. All right, you can take that down. I just want to be clear. That's not the 30 and over educated white women I'm trying to woo back. Just want to make sure that's clear. I'm not trying to bring you back in. Not trying. No effort here, okay? But the MSNBC really angered me this morning because, all jokes aside, I get so tired the way they disrespect women. Now, last night, Donna Brazile highlighted, okay, how sexist the Clinton campaign was. Tucker Carlson highlighted and pinned Donna Brazile down and how the Clinton campaign treated women, okay? You can read the excerpts. Now, you got MSNBC coming out and telling you that Virginia, it was 30 and above educated white women that stood in the rain, okay? And here's what really angered me before I go to my first break. It really angered me when they started looking at the Trump administration and they said women need not apply. Now, I'm going to tell you, that got me. I know I've been playing around, horsing around, baby, I want you back, come back, don't leave us now in the party. But I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to just focus right on this camera and tell you, I get very angry when I hear people like Joe Scarborough and these guys here, which, you know, Mark Halpern's no longer on the panel, which we wonder why. Why is Mark Halpern no longer on MSNBC? You know, and Donnie Deutsch on Friday mornings. When these people look and say the Trump administration, women need not apply, that personally angers me, okay? Because I know how we run FetchYourNews.com, and I know how the opportunities on a daily basis are open for anybody qualified for the position. I know how that is here, and that just steams me because how come they never talk? Let's talk a year later. Put up Kellyanne Conway, okay? And I just got so mad hearing that garbage. This is a mother. She has several children, full-time mom, full-time career, the first woman in history to head a national campaign and win. You remember that Susan Estridge that, you know, smoked too much? I don't know what happened in the Mike Dukakis con. I was there, you remember? You remember we couldn't get off CNN because Susan Estridge was on there and she was the head of the mic. Didn't win a damn thing. Guess what? Susan Estridge didn't win. Boom. Donna Brazile last night. Honey, you know there's hot sauce on every page in my book, honey. Honey, you know there's hot sauce. I'm from Louisiana. Okay? There's hot sauce in this book. You need to read it. Al Gore didn't win a damn thing. Right? Remember, Susan Estrich. Right? Putting her back up. The only woman to ever win a national campaign is right there on the screen. Totally disrespected on a daily basis. Guess what? She's educated. Smarter than my ass. She's educated, okay? Full-time mom. I get tired of it. Now, let's put up Nikki Haley. Okay? Women need not apply in the Trump campaign. Nikki Haley, former governor from South Carolina. First female, right? Indian, is that how you say it? Because it's not, if she's from India, right? India. UN ambassador to the United Nations. And buddy, I tell you what, she stands up, and Donald Trump told Nikki Haley, speak your own mind. Speak your own mind. Put it out there. Okay? Nikki Haley over at the United Nations. Now, I, for one, have on video where I have been critical of Nikki Haley in the past. I do not like the way she handled some things. We could go over that on a different time. But she's over in the United Nations, and let me tell you something. You do a Google search on how strong she is, how she has stood up to the United Nations. She has told them, the U.S., you will not push the United States around anymore. She has told them that, hey, you know what? The whack job in North Korea, he has pushed the envelope a little too far, and we're almost through with him. How about that? Okay? Former Governor Nikki Haley. How about Sarah, and I'm going to say Sarah Sanders, right? Full-time mom, full-time mother, daughter of Mike Huckabee, okay? I told you this on this show how many times? How many times? She's probably a little kid. She liked the politics. You ever hear the interview? She liked the politics when she was a little kid. They probably, now he was Southern Baptist preacher, so maybe he didn't say it quite like this. But she'd say, Daddy, what are we going to do today? We're going to kick Democrats' ass. Ooh, I like that. So she learned how to do that when she was 8, 10 years old. And now at the podium, you don't get over on Sarah. You know, let me tell you something. They make fun of her on SNL. Full-time mom. Full-time mom, stands her ground, press secretary. United States President's press secretary right there. Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And I could go on and on with these wonderful, educated women that are in the Trump administration, on and on. I could do 3 hours of just the educated women that are in powerful positions in the Trump administration. But no, you got lowlifes like Joe Scarborough. Joe, come on, really? You and Mika? You want to talk about your muskrat love? All right, women need not apply? Really? You want to talk about how the Obama administration paid women less than men? You want to talk about that? Oh, well then there's that little thing in Clinton, right? Oh no, right? Come on. Now, I'm going to close and go to break because we want to talk about New Jersey. I know you might not like it, but there's something going on here that you better pay attention to with this recent election in New Jersey. And while you're waiting for your tax reform, okay, and your postcard, so you can fill out your tax and it's on a postcard and you're all excited, you better think about what they're getting ready to do with that tax money. There's always something, folks, always something they're doing that you have to pay attention to. So let's go with... this was a toss-up, Sam. I didn't know. No, I didn't, but it's a toss-up. So let's just go to Heather. And I think it's Nauert, okay? Heather Nauert. She is the press secretary for the State Department. She's the head press secretary for the State Department. You know what she doesn't do at the State Department? You know what they don't do anymore? They don't come out and lie to us anymore, damn it. I mean, it seems like it was just yesterday that we had those pasty white girls over at the State Department that came out every day and lied to us. You remember them? I'm not trying to woo them back this morning. This right here. State Department press secretary. And then let's go to commercial before. And then you have communication director. Oh, my God. If she leaves, I'm through. I mean, I will not know how. If she leaves, I'll have to send flowers. That's Hope Hicks. We're in the tuxedo over there in Japan at a state dinner. She is the United States Communication Director. That's right. Trump administration, women need not apply. Really? I tell you what, Virginia did not flip. It did not. It was blue yesterday. It's blue today. It'll probably be blue tomorrow. But we're going to look at some of the vote count there. We're going to look at New Jersey and some other things going on. And Trump's over in China. And what's he say in front of the Chinese? Hey, I can't blame you. You kicked their ass. Look at the guy that gave you the opportunity. The door was open. You took care of your people. Like, how you get mad at that? But it's going to change. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Take us a break, Sam.